Okay, second lesson is about position of camera and strobe and the position of the strobe with respect to the subject. I'm in TTL mode. I'm always shooting in TTL mode, which means that the camera and strobe are communicating, and the camera knows when enough light has reached the subject from the strobe and it turns the strobe off, okay? Unfortunately, well, there's no other way to engineer it. The strobe assumes it's on the camera. The strobe always assumes this, that's the default. You can't set it to any other kind of setting. It's designed to think that it's on the camera hot shoe flash, or it's on the camera hot shoe, I'm sorry, and which is the same distance from the subject as the camera. But you saw me shooting earlier. While I was here with my camera, my strobe was about half the distance, okay? When you do that, you're going to be putting more light onto the subject than the camera expects, okay? Because it thinks that it's the same distance. It thinks it's this far away, not this far away, okay? And remember, light falls off as the square of the distance from the light source to the subject, okay? So the reason why I held it up close for the first exposures is because I want my subject, the flower, to be well lit, and I don't want light to fall off and be on anything around it, like these leaves or these other flowers, okay? I want to isolate that flower, okay? So you put the light source close to the subject because light falls off as the square of the distance from the light source to the subject. And of course, this distance now is much shorter than the distance from the strobe to the background, okay? So if you wanted to take a photo where the background has a little bit of strobe into it, has a little bit of light, remember in the previous video I gave you an example of mixing ambient and strobe light. Now we're just going to use strobe light all by itself. And so the way you do that is, because again light falls off as the square of the distance, you move the light farther away. And just to be fun, just to have fun and to be extreme, I'm going to move it way out here, okay? And compared to the other images, you will see that the background, and of course the light is the light is being blocked partially by the flower on here, and I'll post these images, but you can see a little bit of light appearing on the leaves here when I do that. And I can maybe make a correction by holding the light up a little bit higher like this, so that the light is not blocked by the flower. And if I shoot that, yes, you can see that there's light, and I'll post these because this is going to be hard to see on here, okay? And part of the problem is that these leaves are really far away. If you had a plant where the leaves were a lot closer, like here, instead, it would be a much more dramatic effect, like those down there, those flowers down there. But I'm not going to get on my knees to shoot them, okay? I think that's all I have to say for this. So, in summary, distance of the light source to the subject is important. Shutter speed controls ambient, aperture controls the flash. And the other thing that you can do is, if you remove the grid, you get a broader spread. And so that's another way to put light on the background, okay? And again, you can put light on the background that way. The further away you hold it, and if you take off the grid, you can really put light on the background. And here, this one was really obvious, where you can really see by holding it farther away, I put light on the background, okay? that's how it works. Thanks for listening.